It's the man with the plan, D. Brown. We have a very special guest here, my man, Mr. Kelvin Martinez, a dynamic individual that has made a huge impact in the marketplace. And I'm super excited to have this man here today to drop some major game for you guys. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? Thank you for having me.
Man, thank you for being here, bro.
Hell yeah.
So I want to explain to you guys how we met, and I always tell people nothing happens by coincidence, right? Being in proximity of people, we met back in, I believe, like 2018, 2019 through
That's
a
right.
friend of my wife. And again, when I am around certain energy and certain people, I instantly say I'm going to gravitate towards this person or I'm not, right? And when I met Kelvin for the first time, it was something about him that intrigued me, not just as a businessman, but just as a human being, as a man overall.
Hell yeah.
And my discernment never led me astray. And fast forward, we're here today, sharing value with you guys. But I want you to explain to the audience, brother, as far as what you do and, you know, how you've been able to not only elevate your life, but your family's life.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm Kelvin Martinez, and man, that's a great introduction, D. Thank
Absolutely.
you for that. We met, man. It was great. Likewise, man. Like, cause energy recognizes energy, right? Good energy recognizes good energy. And so my name is Kelvin Martinez. You know, I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. That's the game that I play. So I own several businesses. One of the main ones is a tech retail company where we sell handheld devices and give tech solutions. And the other one, I have a marketing company where we help business owners, you know, get more clients. So those are the two businesses that right now I'm really active on, and that's what I do, man.
I love it. Now tell the audience as far as how did you pivot into this industry? Like, what was the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, man, you know, it's crazy because I never like imagined that I would be in doing any of this stuff, right? It was more like at the beginning, it was just me finding out different things that I wanted that were attractive to me, right? I started very young. When I was 12 years old, I had my first marketing job delivering newspapers to houses from the shopping center, right? So there was a supermarket that I would go out and they would pay me like $25 a day for 4 hours to go and deliver flyers for their promotions.
Okay.
So that was, I was kind of introduced to the promotion world at about 12 years old, right? And I was always around businesses. I always loved to work, right? So coming from an upbringing, I saw work as a valuable thing because my mom did it, my uncles did it. Everybody around me worked.
I love it.
And I saw how their lives improved with work. So that's kind of how it started. It started at a very young age with me just exploring, adventuring, and, you know, leading up to now.
I love it. You guys heard what he said. I always tell people whatever entertains you trains you, and he stated that he picked that trait up from his mother, from his lineage, from his family, being hard workers. So he picked that value and those principles up as well. So it's very important to understand that whatever you tune into, you turn into. So you got to be extremely important as far as who you're devoting your energy to and how it's being reciprocated back. So that's dope. And he learned at 12 years old. He was out there getting to it at 12. That speaks volumes, brother. Now, as far as being a business owner, what are some of the pros and cons of being a business owner in your world?
Yeah, so the pros, man, it's like, it's your game. You're creating on it. You know, it's like, it's your creation.
Okay.
Right? So, and I would say that's the pro, man, that you are able to do the things that excite you and that you want to put and see how it works out, right? As a business owners, there's a lot of things that we put out that doesn't work. And there's those that do work. And that excites me, man. You know, when you create something and you're seeing your product develop, so I would say that's the pro in business.
What about the con?
The cons in business, man, it's like, yo, it is not easy. It's not easy. You know, you have to devote yourself every day. You have to apply. You have to continuously learn, right? There's failure that's come with that, right? So you're gonna have some losses along the way. So if you're not strong-minded, right? If you're not able to deal with that, that would be a con to some people that can easily give up. Now you're lion-hearted, man. You know, you have the mindset of a king where you can go and tackle it and you can get back up. Then those cons just start leaving your space and you're just getting wins because you're getting back up and you're continuing.
Absolutely, that's powerful. Now share with the viewers as far as why do you feel that people quit too soon?
Yeah. Well, it all comes like, one is information, right? When you don't have information, man, you can't make the right decisions, right? It's like if you don't know how to drive a car. You get inside a car, you start driving it, you don't really know how to drive. Let's say you crash or it turns off on you, right? You give up because you're like, man, I really don't know how to turn this thing on. I really don't know how to put it back in gear. I don't know how to back up where I'm gonna go. So most people give up because of information. That would be the first one.
Okay.
The second one is mindset, right? You have to have the right mindset and the right viewpoint in life, so that way you can endure what's happening, right? To endure what's happening. So I would say those are the two things. There's a lot more, D. Like I would say, man, there's environment. There's a lot, but that can sum it up to that.
Absolutely.
I would say I would add a third.
Yeah. Drop the third. Drop the third,
I'll add a
baby.
third
Drop the
one.
third.
And I would say the third one, man, is your environment and everything in it. That's
Okay.
family, friends, and what you do when you're around certain individuals.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Hell yeah. It'll be your whole environment. So it's family, it is friends, and what you actually do around that environment.
Wow.
That can have a big impact in your success as a business owner.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Wow. I hope you guys are taking copious notes right now, right? Don't be curious on information and allergic to execution, right? Take this information. This man is highly successful, right? Young gentleman, family man, a devoted businessman, but most importantly, he's all about giving back. As he just mentioned, he's big on providing the game, providing the value, right? Because as long as you position other people to win, guess what? You're gonna win by default. So don't be afraid to give the value away, right? That's how you win. So another question, brother, I got for you. Why is it important to have a mentor?
Oh man, when you add up everything that we just spoke about,
Right.
having a mentor is so important because a mentor can guide you into doing the right things. A mentor is right there for when you have questions and can kind of get your mind in the right path, because it's not like people talk about mentors and they want a mentor to kind of do everything for them. A mentor is not there for that. What a mentor is there for is to give you information, to guide you in the right path when you need to, and just like enlighten you, bro, push you, motivate you. But it's not for them to do it for you.
That's real.
So, at the end of the day, it is up to the individual to expand, to grow, and succeed. Nobody's gonna do it for you.
That's real.
So don't count on a mentor to do the actual steps for you. Count on a mentor for enlightenment, for information, for how to get it done, to avoid mistakes. That's a huge thing on mentors. It allows you to avoid a lot of mistakes.
Real.
And and I can speak from experience because I've invested over $1 million in mentorships, access to information, going to very expensive high-end masterminds where I took that information and I saw when I applied it, how it just started expanding my businesses.
Like you're like, damn, I wish I would have invested sooner, right?
Dude, I would have freaking got a mentor when I was 12.
Right.
We'd probably be having this conversation in G550.
Right. I love it, bro. It was
Yeah.
funny. I was just telling my wife earlier, it's funny that you mentioned as far as investing in your personal development, because people feel that, they see what, they see the big boy Lamborghini, they see the success that you and your family have made, and they're like, okay, I want that.
Yeah.
But they're not willing to do the other things to be able to obtain, whatever their heart desires. And one of those things is investing in your personal development, guys. Like,
Hell yeah.
I remember when I went to my first convention back in 2019, before I felt like I had it mentally together, but I was sadly mistaken. When I came back, I told my wife, why hadn't I invested in myself years ago? But number one, I lacked the information,
Yep.
I lacked the resources, and my mindset wasn't there at the time. Until I made the conscious decision to put myself in proximity of people that were smarter than me, more successful than me, and have already experienced those roadblocks that I was about to face.
Yep.
So that's very, very important. Another question, brother, is why is it important to constantly audit your circle when you're looking to obtain success?
Man, it's so important to audit. And just so the audience knows, audit to me is like look at, right? Pay attention to, listen, right? So when you're around individuals, you got to audit it because you don't know who's out there putting counter intentions on what you're trying to do. And that is huge because It's easy. I'll give you an analogy. If you're out there trying to go 100 miles an hour and somebody's putting the brakes while you're trying to put the pedals, what's going to happen to the car?
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
Stuck.
It's stuck. So that same thing happens a lot when you're thinking about abundance and growth and expansion. It's not a common conversation. Everybody wants it, but really not really everybody's doing it. So you need to audit your circle for those individuals that are like, ah man, yeah, what are you doing, man? You can't do that. Or stop doing that. Stop thinking so big, right? And so that's why it's important to audit, to see who are the people in your circle that are really pushing and really rooting for you.
Right.
And who are those that are just like, that you need to get the hell out? Who are those that are straying you in the wrong direction? Because friends do that, bro. Like,
For
you
sure.
know, but you have control, right? We're not gonna sit here and blame people. You have to take full responsibility over your decisions in life. But there are those that will just talk in your ear, and because you guys think you're friends, oh, I like this guy or this girl, I'm gonna do those things.
Right.
So when you start this entrepreneur journey, business journey, or even anybody working for anybody else that wants to grow, because it's different type of goals and expansion, you have to audit your circle because you have to see if the people that you're around align with where you're trying to go.
Right.
It's that simple, man.
That's dope. That's deep, very deep. Now, as far as how do you handle with identifying that this person is not benefiting me in any shape, form, or fashion? How are you able to identify it, access it for what it is, identify it, access it, and then make that necessary change for the betterment of your future? How do you, what does that look like?
Yeah, so, you know, the first thing that I say, it's information, man. That's why you got to get the right information. I love this interview, D, and you put it together so well with the questions, let me tell you, because everything that we talked about in the beginning, like if you just take it, it kind of goes in a sequence.
Right. Because
This question that I'm going to answer just follows along with what we said earlier.
For sure.
And that is one thing of information, right? How do you identify those people? Well, you got to get the information on people. You got to see how people behave. Two, right? A mentor will be great to guide you in the right steps because he's probably been through it.
Right.
Like, see, I can go ahead and audit somebody else's circle and say, bro, look, this might be here or that as a mentor to somebody else, right? But the simplest way, I'll give a nugget, the simplest way you could do that is just see what people say and how they act when you're winning, when you're going for things. Just pay attention to that.
Wow.
You kind of have to step back. You know, you kind of have to just take a look from an exterior viewpoint. Like, oh man, I just got this brand new car. And see what's going on in the room. Oh yeah, put their head down. Those indicators are important.
Wow.
You know, and then see the guys that are not really like, oh man, you little comments that you're like, bro. And one thing I do for myself is like, if the energy doesn't feel right, man, the energy doesn't feel right.
Deuces.
You know, it's just like you cannot self-sabotage with your own intuition. I think that's a gift.
Repeat that, brother. Please,
Yeah,
please.
Don't self-sabotage your own intuition. That's a gift. It's like what you feel is what you feel, bro. And that is stronger than any other feeling.
Wow.
So
Do not self-sabotage your own intuition. So many people have done it. I will be honest, I've done it, right? Where I've caused self-infliction wounds on me because I was so accustomed to saying, I want this, but I'm so comfortable being around my day ones, my friends that I grew up with. So I care more about their feelings and how they feel about me than my dream life or my future. Until one day I had to look at myself and say, dude, you're a crash dummy, bro. What are you doing? That's crash dummy behavior. And I said enough is enough. So now I'm in a phase of my life, Kel, that if it's not benefiting me or my lineage, my family, I don't want any parts of it.
that's so.
It has
freaking
to
dope.
make sense for me and my lineage, because every decision that I make, I have to think about my children. I have to think about my wife. So if I make a decision that's not conducive to where we're going, I'm being selfish.
Yeah.
I'm stripping little by little from my children's future.
Yep.
And I'm not okay with that.
And you know, D, sometimes you have to be selfish in a way that it benefits, right? Like you said, you know, you're being a crash dummy to people. So you have to look at yourself and say, whoa, what am I getting out of this as well, right? Am I the only one that's like not winning in this circle.
Right.
And if that's the case, then one needs to extract oneself from that, right? But one thing I've seen about you, D, you have a lot of great information, man, and I love the way you think and the way you position things and the way you deliver your message. So I want to ask you a question.
Absolutely.
When did that start for you? How did you get started into this? Because you do a lot of personal development yourself.
Right.
So where does that mindset start shifting for you into like, man, this is the right way to do things? Because you throw a lot of gems as you speak. Where does that start for D?
Just self-awareness.
Good.
Number one, mentorship. Having people hold me accountable and saying, get your shit together.
Okay.
You know, my mentor, I met him in Jamaica a couple years back, and he was like, dude, you're wasting too much potential. And it hit me like a ton of bricks, because when you're not used to people giving you a reality check, it's like, wait a minute. No, D, check your ego at the door. This person, he cares about you. Obviously, he's taking his time out to pour into you. You need to receive it. Number two, being self-aware. I had to finally say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yep.
I'm sick and tired of self-sabotaging. I'm sick and tired of self-inflicting these wounds on my life, because it's not fair to not only me, but my family. And I just made a conscious decision to say, man, I'm ready to level up in all aspects, not just financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Because again, guys, if you're poor in one area and you're rich financially, you're not fulfilled.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose everything.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm conscious every day, reflecting, staying out the way, working, making an impact, and truly, like I was explaining to my brother here when he pulled in, I appreciate him and I value him as a man, as a business owner, because Kelvin just doesn't lead by advice. He leads by example. And that's what I encourage you guys to understand, that if you're gonna get a mentor, get anybody that has your best interest at heart, make sure that they're actually leading by example and not just talking a good game. Because I can't respect people like that.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, there's a lot of solo entrepreneurs nowadays. They're working from home. They're making some money, but they don't really have the game on expanding a business, employees, hiring, taxes, and all that stuff. So if that's the game that you're looking to do, they get somebody that has the scope on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you guys are hiring, you guys are firing, you guys have the company policies,
Look
you
at
guys are growing, so you guys have the experience
Right.
and the know-how on how to actually do it successfully.
Right.
So I can't go to a guy that's sitting behind a computer making money, nothing wrong with that, but if I'm trying to make a real business, I can't get advice from that guy.
Absolutely. My follow-up question to this will be, why is it important for a man like us? We're married, we have family. Why is it important to have a good woman in your corner?
Man, family to me, I say this all the time, it's the bridge to success, right? Like, first, myself, right, as an individual, but then I would say like it goes into the family. And from the family on, everything else expands. Because like you said, you have many areas in life, right? You have yourself, you have your family, you have work, your employees, your staff, your team. You have other things like life, their environment. There's a lot of areas in life, right?
Right.
But the family, I say, is one of the most crucial, one of the most important. And with that being said, the women, or the women in your life, bro, to me, it's super important. Like, my wife's been with me since the beginning.
Wow.
And I attribute a lot of my success to her.
Wow.
Because she's there, she pushes me, right? She supports me. It's a person that I can talk to whenever I'm having something that is out of control, right? Hey, and I can get that support. So to me, man, as a business owner, an entrepreneur, or just anybody, any individual, get yourself a partner that is aligned with what you have going on and that can enhance that. You're taking over the world.
That's powerful.
You're taking over the world.
Wow, that's so powerful. Now, as far as social media, we understand that you can use social media to your advantage or it can be a disadvantage, right? Explain to the audience that spend too much time on social media, but they're not turning it into cash flow or some type of bottom line.
Yeah.
Like, what will be your advice to that individual that has so much potential, but they're wasting so many days on end just being on social media, looking at everybody else and sitting on the sidelines?
Yeah, I mean, and we've all been victim to that, right? With
Right.
social media, like we try to get in there and waste time. But my biggest thing I would say with social media is like, shit, if you're gonna be on there, get paid. If you're gonna be on there, get paid. At least work on something that you're gonna do. Like there's guys that are growing their personal brand. So if you're on there, you're sharing stuff about you, what you do, how you do it, giving game, expanding the personal brand. So at least you get a following, and later down the line you can monetize, right? Or you can make an impact, do something. But I would say do something that's gonna help whatever you got going on, whatever goals you have going on. And just as a scope of that, I can look at it and say, man, if it's not helping me achieve what I want to achieve, then I'm cutting it out.
Okay.
Right? I look at anything in my life which is not adding to my goals, I get rid of. So that's why it's so important to be clear on where you're going. You know, you don't have to be exact. Some people's like, man, I don't know. You know, you can figure it out along the way, but at least know, hey, I'm gonna grow, I'm gonna expand, and I'm gonna do it in this route right now. So, okay, so anything that doesn't add to that route, cut it out.
Right.
So if social media is not adding to that, being 2 hours on TikTok, watching all these dances and all that bull, cut it out. It's not adding to it. Now, if you're on there sharing value or getting game, getting knowledge, and it's helping you actually get closer to your goal, then get on there. But if you're not getting paid, get off social media.
I love it. How can people find you on your social media platforms?
Hell yeah. So they can find me at KingLion809 on Instagram. That's where I post most of my stuff. I think Instagram is really going to take, Meta's doing a big job to like really take over the space on social media.
Absolutely.
So anyways, KingLion809 on social media. We'll put my channel right here. We'll have my editor do that. He's giving me the thumbs up. We'll get that done right away. How can they find you, D?
Mr. Get to the Bag _ man, Instagram, all my social media platforms, Mr. Get to the Bag, keeping it real with the Browns on YouTube. Thanks to all the supporters, by the way, man. We just hit 40,000 viewers, and we're increasing every single day. So we're nothing without you guys, and we're going to continue to share this value. We're going to continue to bring powerful individuals like Kelvin and his team and his ecosystem just to give back. But before we wrap up, brother, we do this thing called keeping it real with the Browns, but real talk, real gems, all right? And I want you to give the audience your real talk, real gem.
Hell yeah. So real talk, real gem, man, it's really simple. The first thing I would say, you know, society has a way to manipulate us into thinking the right things to do. They're actually wrong, right? So first and foremost, bro, get rid of the alcohol, get rid of the drugs, get rid of those people that are toxic in your life, and focus on what's important. Family, growth, expansion, giving back, creating a better world. Work on yourself harder than you work on anything else. Why? Because you're the one that's gonna be taking on the adventure, and you're the one that's gonna be possibly making a change or creating an effect out there in society. So that is my biggest gem, just real to the core, and it's hard for people to even digest that, you know what I'm saying? Alcohol does not make you better. Weed does not make you think smarter. And you know what I'm saying? Like all that shit just slows you down. Really analyze it for yourself, but work on yourself, man. Take care of your family. Do the right thing, because that's something that we didn't cover, which I'll say a big part of my success is doing the right thing. Don't try to cheat people off of money just so you can do a little come up. You know, be ethical in everything that you do, and you're just gonna see how it just compounds, man, like a snowball effect. And by the time you open your eyes, man, you'll have a whole legacy behind you. So that is my keeping it real right there.
Integrity, doing the right thing when no one else is looking. That's powerful, right. Man. I appreciate you, brother, for dropping some major gems to us. He'll be back soon, trust me.
Absolutely.
We're working on something big, but you guys will see it in the flesh. Until then, we'll see you on the other side. Make sure you guys subscribe, click like, comment, share this with 5 people, and we'll see you on the greater side.
Hell yeah. Follow me too, man.
My man. Love it. Love it.